Why? Just do the job properly in the first place. Back to working on Dean's ERF. So in the last video, we finished by priming the fuel tank, which is currently off the wagon. It's nice and warm today. Summer's coming. Summer's coming. We've got the fuel tank out and the bumper out. Everything's primed. We'll just put the lamp in the fuel tank off because we want to make sure it is nice and cured and there's not going to be any sinkage of the primer. So I've got a big lamp on. This heats it up nice and gets all nice and warm. I'll cook the primer off, make sure it is nice and cooked off. What I'm going to do first is prep the bumper, because I want to build the bumper up, put the plate in, the sheet, the backing, or whatever you want to call it, in the bumper, and we'll get it bolted in, seam seal all the gaps up, make sure shit looks lovely and clean, and then we'll prep and paint it. It is 11:42, hold on, 11:42 on Monday morning, and all my materials are here from Metals Fuel already. So I ordered these at like 4 or 5 o'clock on Friday, not Friday, Thursday. Cut them Friday, got them out obviously Friday afternoon, Saturday, and they're here already. You can't complain with that, can you? I've prepped the bumper, I've just blown it off. Let's get some seam sealer on. I put a seam sealer on there, down there, down there, on there, a bit there, a bit there, a bit there, and a bit there, because that actually makes it better. It makes it safer, it stops everything moving and flexing, and it stops things rubbing together, corroding. But it still comes off if you need to. You can get it off if you need to, which is the thing. And then it also gets bolted together as well, so it's got hard fixings as well. And let me know as well, would you like me to do a video? I've got a Camaro here at the minute, which is for a man who watches the YouTube videos. Hi Stu. Is the man that bought me my bitumen men for the ERF. Thank you very much for that. And also, would you like me to do a bit of video on that Massey tractor? I can't remember what tractor it is, that Massey. I've got some work to do on that. Bonnet to repair and paint, and the rear mudguards to repair and paint. Would you like to see videos on that? Comment below. I'm not gonna lie, I like the two-tone. I'm tempted to do one two-tone actually. How nice would that be? And two-tone, ooh, this different colour like that. Like I could do mine, so the inside was white and the outside was red. Oh, this is getting dangerous now. This is getting dangerous. That would look nicer, wouldn't it? Different colour two-tone and all the lights on. That's an idea and a half, that, isn't it? Well, you're now joining me in Dean's wagon. I have to admit, I do really like having a high carb in here. And it's the CC high carb is... Oh... It's nice to be in a high carb compared to mine. I will say that. So, in the last video, we found a bit of a water leak into the interior of the wagon, which is not good because he's just had his interior done. All this has just been done, and it's lovely. And we don't want that getting damaged, so let's have a look and see what we can find wrong. Let's see if we can find out where the water is getting in from. Yes, so this is the inside of a high carb. If you haven't seen the inside of a high carb on the ERF, so you got this is what Richard Jackson's wagon is. It's an Olympic, a high carb, as you know. Mine's a little carb, as you know. And then Ewan's is the littler carb than my carb. That one that I repaired the other day. Yeah, that's a rest carb. So, well, then these two pieces out, sun visor one, the sunroof ones. I just need to get this panel out now. But I've got to figure out how to do it. I might just have to climb up onto the top bunk. Top bunk, aye. Time to get outside and get the hose pipe on the gun. Already had it on the gun for a second. And the problem is, I still haven't fixed the door. And the door still pops open because the latch doesn't fucking shut. Pushing all that. So, after some investigation with the hose pipe, I think this is the problem, the sunroof. Because when I come in, I put my arm on here, and this was a little bit damp. It's not damp, don't worry, Dean, your bed's nice and dry. But there's a tiny little bit of water. And I think what it is... Can you see that? I don't know if you can see there. The water in the seal there. So I think that's what the problem is. Water's coming through the seal, runs into the trims, and then down the trims, because it's the easiest path for it to run down, and it'll run down the trims and run into here, and then drop. Because I don't know how much longer I'm going to have my trailer, because like I said in the last video, it is for sale. So I'll post it on Facebook and stuff. I'm not going to get into that right now, but I've got to move it, so I'll do what I did in the last video. Stick the mic, this bad boy, up there, and I'll just give you some noise when I drive it around the corner, get it shifted around, because why not? It's time to get stuck into this this door check. This is part of the job that I'm actually not looking forward to, but I'm also looking forward to, because I think what I'm going to have to do is essentially cut this out and start again, which is annoying. But I'm going to take the steps off, these two, the step box off, this wing off, so I can get in and I'm not going to cause any problems. Just to say it keeps everything safe and sound. Whereas anyone that's done an EC or an ERF that has these steps in will know the pain that we're talking about regarding getting the bolt suit. I think I got a video when I did mine last year or a couple of years ago. They're not fun. They really are not fun to do. Not fun at all. I got the wheel arches off, step box off, so I can keep it nice and clean. And what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to cut off here, cut these welds out, I think. I don't know how it's been welded in. I need to figure out how it's been welded in. Take this suit, so I can take this out completely and shimmy it, I think. See, I've decided on a way to do it. Taking this side of the sill off. What I'm going to do is take the outer sill off, because what they've done is, when it's been done, they've cut doing there, out that, and out that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get this cut off, cut this off, and then what I'll do is I'll take the outer sill off, repair the inside, and build it back out and into the right shape. As always, if anyone wants any work done, let us know. I'll see about pricing up. And as I said before, if you messages and I forget and I don't reply, just message us again. Chances are I've forgotten. I got lots of things going on and I forget. I talk loud because the mic's on the back of my heat. I got my heat on backwards and my gogs on. Grinding. We all laugh about safety squints, but put gogs on. It hurts like a very hurty thing. Trying to keep it professional, not swear. Then if you get something in your lamp, you have to get the quacks to do it. And also, there's a saying that I heard on the internet, and I think it'll resonate with a lot of you. About eye protection. You can't hear boobs. Just let that one sink in. Little spot welds out. I've been on about an hour. Draw little spot welds out, cut them off, cut the welds off. Just about ready to come off now. I've just got a little bit hanging on somewhere. I don't know where. But yes. Let's get this cut. Let's get this off. Just holding on there. The sill is off, but I've held it on for dramatic effect. Well, hey, sill is off. Still's not bad. I'll clean it up a bit. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll make a new piece of guns in there. New piece that comes around the back. Yeah, we'll get that sorted. I really don't like saying other people's work's bad, but floor pan they put in, not even attached. Like, I just cut that off because I've just been on the phone to Dean. I'm making a new piece to go in here to repair this bit. That's not attached. That's not attached. This wasn't fit properly. I don't know who did it. I'm not saying any names or anything, but it just means I've got to charge Dean more money to repair something he's already paid for to be done. As stupid as that sounds. Why? Just do the job properly in the first place. But yeah, I'm going to take these out because these are 2 broken bolts that are in there. I'll weld that up. I'm going to have to make a section that goes into there. This is getting a little bit more involved. Oh dear. So all this is now cut out. I've got a new piece to make here. The bottom piece which I've made there, I put it on the floor and kicked it before. By accident. I didn't actually mean to kick it. This is going to get a new piece welded in here again. This piece, I'm not going to make a piece that go into there because the back of this needs repaired. It's got a couple. It's rusty and got a couple of holes in it. But Dean is going to do that himself because it means we've got to take this panel off, and I can't take this panel off. It's going to open the cab up, and I have no access and no facilities here to keep it dry. So he's going to do that. But this is the bit he wants right. Good thing about these bits up there, they don't have to look that pretty as long as they're solid and safe, sound. This is the bit that needs to look pretty and be right, and the door shut and stuff. Now first, I'm going to put the kettle on because it's 3 o'clock. I just cut me a bit of tin out. I'm going to go and make this the right shape, bend it in the place it needs to be bent, put the lip on so I can weld it up into here properly and all that stuff. And I'll weld up into there, and yeah, it'll be hunky-dory when I get it done. But yeah, this is the, and I'll say the whole bloody thing's time consuming, isn't it? Nice progress, but the problem is now we're getting to the end of the day. It's about 4:30, getting on to 5 o'clock. The sun's starting to go down. It's getting cold. Not bad, but also I have a rule of no welding an hour before you finish work. So I have got another repair panel made. I've made this repair panel that fits in there pretty nice. Got me crappy magnets on, holding it in place, and I've just made this one to replace the piece that was in the bottom. That way. So that's going to go in something like that. I love doing this kind of work. So like I said before, if anyone wants stuff like this done, give us a shoot. I'll see if we're getting some work done for you. I need a bigger shed. Tempted to think about trying to fit in a temporary building over here somewhere, maybe, if I can. Yeah, we'll see. Just earlier in the video, when I said I always wear goggles and keep your eyes safe, and safety squints are funny, but yeah, it hurts when you get something in your eye. What happened to me? Got something in my eye. Dad's painted the bumper and the tank yesterday, as you know. Look at this. Look at that. Ooh. So let them go off another day, and then I'll get them out and crack on getting into the wagon. I haven't been able to get on into a day because the weather's been so bad. It's too windy. I have got the bumper out the oven. Oh, look at this shiny redness. And the fuel tank out as well. I'm just lamping that off. Put the big lamp on it, get it nice and cooked off, lovely and hunky-dory. I've also got the checker plate and stuff from Metals for You for going over the top of that. It's exciting. It's exciting. If you ever do want to see any work on this tractor, on this Massey, let me know. I will do that. I'll get some filming done on that. And tank straps. Lovely. Hunky-dory, man. Hunky-dory. So, I've just got one side of the backs and the grommets in. And I'm in the middle of having a cup of tea. I do drink a lot of tea, don't I? I like a cup of tea. We've got the M5 stainless Allen bolts countersunk in the holding the back plates on. Got none of them are tightened up yet, so if they look a bit wonky, that's why. They can still float around a little bit. But I got the cable grommets in; they're all done. So that'll all look nice when it's all back together. Now I'm gonna have quite a challenge trying to make the wiring at the back look nice. But I like a challenge at times. keep going. Keep going. It's exciting. I love this kind of stuff. Honestly, I genuinely love doing this kind of stuff. Halfway through wiring it up, and I've been watching a lot of Mighty Car Mods the last few weeks, and I think I might try and put some of their filming techniques in. So, just bits of clips and, you know, bits about while I'm doing it instead of talking through everything. So, let me know what you think. If it works, it works. I'm going to try and do it with a few videos if I remember and if I can get it sorted out. Let me know what you think. Now, are you ready to see the bumper? Oh, look at that, man. All bolted together, all the marker lights are in. I've still got to put the end caps on, but I haven't painted them yet. Look at that. Now that is going to set the back end off without wagging off absolutely perfectly. So we've only just started to get some sunshine and the wind dying down, and it is now 4 o'clock on Friday. It's been bad all week apart from when I started doing this door sill. So, unfortunately, we're not finishing this today. You can come back for that in the next video. We'll crack on with that. But here it is, sitting. Still waiting to go in. Let's get this package from Metals For You opened up. This should be the fuel tank and the battery box piece of checker plate. This is the metalwork I'm getting from Metals For You. They are a sponsor of the channel, so make sure you go and check them out. It's all I ever use it's the only people I use when I need to get checker plate, steel, box section, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you check them out. But I've got the bit of checker plate. This is the old standy pandy. Yep, that made total sense. Drill the holes through, and that'll fit on the top of there. I should probably mention this is all cut to size. I wanted that size, I wanted that piece that size, and I wanted this piece this size. It's all free cutting, so you just need to put it in the website. It alters the price as well. It's free cutting. It's so much easier. Makes projects so much easier if you can just get everything cut and sent the right size. I'm in the middle of blasting or vapor blasting off the battery box. It's been painted before, and I thought, well, I can't paint on top because if it comes off, it makes my paint come off. I know. I'll use a vapor blaster. Why not? It's good for cleaning stuff off like that. It'll do a really good job. Keys it up nice. It won't knacker the surface. Yeah. Why not? Well, the way everything fell, it's now next week, so I'm going to not call this video now. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be working on outside again today. It's just started to rain. Oh, I will get that door check finished. I will do it. I've got to do it. There's no other option. Just got to wait for the weather to decide to be half decent for a prolonged amount of time. But as we can see, we got it all done. So I got the holes drilled for the checker plate at the top of the battery box. I got half of the battery box vapor blasted, and then realised I couldn't turn it around in the vapor blaster. So it's sitting there. That's a beefy flap which needs to be unwrapped and put on the bumper, but I need to paint the strip because that strip there, that goes back there. Except I forgot to paint it when we painted that, so I'll paint it with the other bits. So yeah, I'm also in my hoodie today, all available on the merch shop if anyone wants one. But yeah, I'll get this marked out, get that cut, get that made. Still plenty to come, so make sure you come along for the next video, which I'll be starting in about 2 or 3 minutes, because it's just started to rain. I don't know if you can see that. Trailer's still for sale, all that jazz. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers, and ta-ra for now.